Hey guys, Dave Thomas of BowHunterPlanet.com, and on today's show we have a really special show for you. We are testing high-end crossbows. We wanted to show you some of the crossbows in the high-end range if you went to a Bass Pro or a Field & Stream shop, what they would have on the shelf. So on today's show we have the Striker Katana, the TenPoint Turbo GT, the Ravin helicoil, and the Excalibur micro suppressor. So in these tests we're going to show you guys some distance shots, some speed tests, some ergonomics, and some safety. Some of the most important things to us as hunters, those are the things we want to show in this video. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and don't miss this video if you're in the market for a high-end crossbow this season.
So when we get a bow out in the field hunting it, one of the things we want to do is we want to make sure that it's comfortable. How do we like the way it feels in the field? And speaking of the Katana here, there's a lot of things I like about it. I like the grip. It's got some rubberized grips on it that are real nice. And I know if you're having cold hands, that wouldn't be a problem. It's got a pretty decent balance to it. It's nice. You can get quickly up and on the sight line of the target with the scope. They have a really nice scope on here. Most crossbows, as you see, the way that they have the quiver attached, you got to watch your hand a little bit. You know, basically I would use this bolt off of it, and then it gives me a little more room. I do definitely like the way their quiver releases. It's very quiet, easy to use. And typically when I'm hunting, if I'm in stand or up in the tree, I'll remove the quiver anyway. It's a good size and feel. Could use it up in a tree or in a blind. And overall, I really like the feel of this katana. It's nice balance to it, and like I said, you can get on target real quick with it. Moving on to the TenPoint. And yeah, one other thing about the katana, it's one of the easier crossbows that I've used as far as cocking with a string. And you know that accuracy comes from proper cocking and being able to load the bolt in. And I really like this one for that. I also like the built-in cheek rest. It's comfortable. Like I said, it helps you line up real quickly to get on target. Okay, moving on to the TenPoint. One of the things I really like about it is I like the grip. It's got these holes in the grip where you can put your thumb right through, and it really gives you a nice hold, and you can get it up and feels like a nice strong feel in it. You know, all of these crossbows, it's an individual thing. It's how it feels in your hand. You're really gonna have to get out there and try them yourself. I really like where they have their quiver mounted. The bolts are out of the way and easy to get to. And I could probably actually hunt with this, leaving the bolt right in, leaving the quiver right in place where I could reach the bolts quickly. It's got a nice scope on it, lighted scope. It has the AccuDraw on this one, which means that you have to you use the AccuDraw to cock it. And the thing about that is that means that this stays on the bow when you're hunting, and the crank is down here too. It seems pretty much like it's out of the way, but you know, if you're gonna actually like be setting it down, you got that crank. Maybe it could be a little bit noisy or something like that, so that's one thing. But it does definitely make it easy to cock with the AccuDraw. Although any cocking device you're going to use that's got a crank or anything, it's going to be a little bit louder than pulling with the string. Now this one, you could opt to just use a string to cock it if you wanted. So, like I said, it's comfortable, feels good in my hands, and definitely like the feel of it. Moving on to the Excalibur. Right away you notice it's nice, short, compact, definitely would be easy to use in a blind. It's got a nice cheek pad here, so you can get up and get on target real quickly. It's got a good balance to it. One of the things about the Excalibur as far as hunting goes is different. It's just a straight, regular recurve bow. There's no cams or anything like that. So if you're going out in the wilderness, let's say you're going out, like if I was going out to Alaska or I was going somewhere where I'm going to be way out, I probably would want to take Excalibur, because if the string breaks, I can put a new string on it. If you drop it, you know, this thing is built for hunting, so that's a good part about it. It's got the nice rubberized grips, feels comfortable, and yeah, overall I really like the feel of this bow. Very comfortable and easy to shoot. Looking at the Ravin helicoil, you know, this thing's got a wicked design. Then right away you notice the narrowness of it. So inside a blind would be really good. You know, it doesn't take up a lot of room, and it doesn't give up, you know, it's a very fast bow. The only way to cock this bow is using a crank, which can be, you know, it's quite loud, so, you know, you're going to get your one shot, and it does feel, you know, comfortable in my hands, maybe a little bit front loaded, but, you know, nothing that I would be too upset about. It's got a nice scope, and it feels good. The safety is right there, which is nice. One of the things about this bow that is not one of my favorite things is the location of their quiver. As you can see, the quiver is right here under the rail, which is where my fingers are going. And, you know, it's kind of in the way a little bit. It's nice that it has this place to put your cocking crank, but, you know, this seems to me like it should be moved a little bit further away to get it out of the way. Again, personal preference. Typically when I hunt, I remove the quiver anyway, but if you're spot and stalking, I could see that this could be, you know, it's right in there where your hands are going to be for firing. So all in all, I like the look of it. I know it's fast, and but you know, it's one of the newer bows, so maybe they're going to work that out eventually to get a different way to mount this on there. One of the things I always like to talk about when we're dealing with crossbows is safety. And to me, it's one of the most important things. And quite honestly, all of these have done a pretty good job as far as safety. Starting with the Katana, you can see that it's got a nice place to put your hand, and it's got a nice stop to keep your fingers from getting up in the rail. This bow cocks very easily, and when it cocks, the safety is right there. It doesn't automatically go in safety, but it's like a rifle. It's right there. You can see a bright red dot. You immediately put it on safety, and it does have a stop for it so that you have the anti-dry fire. Very important. And overall, I would give this A for safety, and that's like I said, very important. Looking at the TenPoint from safety standpoint, it's got the finger guard protection. Like I said, I like the idea of the hole in the grip where you can put your thumb right in there. This one's got the safety on the side, and when you cock it, it automatically goes into safety, and it does have the anti-dry fire, which is important too. Almost a deal breaker for me. I mean, you want to have anti-dry fire. I know people say, oh, if you're paying attention to what you're doing, it shouldn't be a problem. But you know what? The more safe you could be, the better I feel it is. So I like the anti-dry fire. It's a very nice bow as far as safety aspects of it, and I have no problems or no issues. I would also give this an A for safety. It's easily cocked with the AccuDraw also. Looking at the Excalibur Micro, again, from safety standpoint, now a lot of people, you know, Excalibur, you know, a lot of people you say, oh, the Excalibur doesn't have anti-dry fire. Well, this one does. It's got the anti-dry fire. It doesn't automatically go into safety when it cocks. However, the safety is right there, just like a gun. You can't miss it. It's a bright red dot looking at you. You put it on safety, and you're ready to go, and it does have the anti-dry fire. But again, it's got the nice hand protection. You're not going to get your fingers up in here, and I do give this an A for safety also. Pretty much all these bows. One thing that's nice about the crossbow companies is they're all looking out for your safety. I think that we've come a long way, you know, in protecting people. You know, I think probably maybe they learned the hard way with some injuries and stuff like that. But now, looking at the Ravin helicoil, it's got a nice pad on here. You know, maybe could have been carried down a little farther, but right where you do grab it, it definitely keeps your fingers up and out of the way. And the safety is right here where you can see it. It does automatically go into safety when you cock it. The only way to cock it is with the crank, so once you use the crank, it does have the anti-dry fire also. That's my thoughts on these as far as safety. I think that, like I said, all the crossbow companies come quite a long way and make these things quite a bit safer.